Hello, my potatoes. I have missed you all terribly. Happy New Year. It's 2026. I've been waiting for this moment. I have a good feeling about this year. I think 2026 will be our year, the year of the potatoes. So I'm excited to see what this year holds and what it brings. I wanted to hop on real quick because I haven't been on in a couple of days, and also I had a little bit of time before work and I wanted to talk to you guys about some of my favorite hair products. So I have two that are kind of medical or have an active ingredient, and then I have two other ones that I just like. So if you guys are sleeping on Remedy, I am really starting to like this brand. It's affordable, it's backed up by science. So you guys may know I'm a pharmacist, so I know a thing or two about the science behind some of the active ingredients. So this is a shampoo. It's made up of salicylic acid. That's usually the active ingredients that is used for acne, but this is for a shampoo. It helps with psoriasis, it helps with dandruff, it helps with seborrheic keratosis or seborrheic dermatitis. So the way the directions are, and these are just general directions, of course, speak to your dermatologist. But if you're having active dandruff flare-up or psoriasis flare-up or whatever the case may be, you're going to use this about every other day for about, I think what they recommend is 8 weeks. Yeah, 8 weeks. And then you can just use it as needed. Now, I don't wait for an active flare-up. What I like to do just to cleanse the scalp, I do have history of psoriasis, so sometimes there's a tiny little bit of buildup. It's not necessarily a flare-up, but I think for anybody in this dry weather with dry, flaky skin, this is a good idea. Again, it's just salicylic acid. So I like to use this about maybe once or twice a month. I wash my hair with this. It's absolutely amazing. It helps clear up the scalp, so it helps get rid of the buildup. So I definitely recommend this 9 out of 10. Then we have ketoconazole shampoo. So I have the 2%. This is prescription only. I do have a prescription for this, but there's also the over-the-counter product. You can get 1% shampoo, which is Nizoral. So that's the active ingredient is ketoconazole. It's 1%. It's an antifungal. It also helps with fungal infections that can be on the skin. It helps clarify the scalp. So without a flare-up, I like to use this once a month as well, just part of cleansing the skin. The rest of the time, I just use normal, regular shampoo. And then I alternate, like once every 2 weeks, I'll use the Remedy salicylic acid. And then another 2 weeks, I will use the ketoconazole. The rest of the time, I'm just using regular shampoo. This does, in some people, at least from my experience, I've experienced that my hair grows a little bit. It becomes a little bit healthier. It decreases the inflammation, decreases dandruff, decreases your feeling that you need to itch the scalp. So definitely recommend these products. Big fan of them. Now, when it comes to products that I like to use, there's two of them. This I'm very impressed with. I don't know, I've never heard of this brand before, and I don't even know how to pronounce it, but it's XMO Endio. I got this in a BoxyCharm and I'm obsessed with it. First of all, it smells really, really good. This is for Ultra Frizz Defense Spray and Hair Gloss. So when your hair is damp, when you're done showering, use whatever shampoo you use, you get out of the shower, you towel dry it, and then you spray this around, you section your hair and spray it. It smells really good, and I feel like it leaves my hair very, very soft. I've used so many different products, and this one I think is actually amazing. So I've been using this regularly. When this is done, I will definitely repurchase. Gives you a nice soft glow. It helps get rid of the frizz a little bit. You guys may know I have a ton, and you can see I have a ton of baby hair. I have fine thin hair, so the slightest thing that I do causes breakage and damage, and then it grows into tiny little baby hairs. So I use a touch of this and it's helped a lot. I used to have, you know, little horns sticking out. So definitely a fan of this product. And then another one that I like is the Ouai Anti-Frizz Cream. I started using this recently, so I haven't used it a lot, but I do like it. So I go, when I'm applying products after a shower, I go from lightest to heaviest. So I'll apply this cream first, then I'll apply the conditioner, let that sit in for a little bit, and then I apply this. So the Ouai Cream, Anti-Frizz Cream, this also helps. I feel like it makes the hair a little bit softer. And it smells really nice. All the Ouai products smell absolutely amazing. So this is my new favorite product. So these are the products that I highly recommend for hair. Now, when it comes to supplements, multivitamin and slow release iron are very good to help with hair growth. Of course, ask your doctor before you try anything. But those are the ones that I take to help with strengthening hair and hair growth. A lot of people are into biotin. Now, when it comes to scientific evidence, unless you have severe deficiency in biotin, those are not going to do a lot for you. They're mostly just placebo, or as people call it, expensive pee. So if you talk to dermatologists, a lot of them will not recommend biotin unless you have a severe deficiency. And people who do have a severe deficiency are very, very rare. It's not very easy to get that deficiency. So I've used biotin for years and years and years. I've stopped using it. It's just not going to do anything. A simple multivitamin is just as good. And then the slow release iron, studies show that that can help with hair growth as well. So I use that. And then that's it. Those are the current products that I'm a fan of for my hair. Of course, you don't want to wash or brush your hair when it's wet. You want to just towel dry it, let it dry a little bit before you start brushing it. When your hair is wet, that's when it's the weakest and it's very easy for it to break. I like to just sit it in a towel and let it dry as much as possible as room temperature. So when I am using the blow dryer, I'm not using it for as long as I normally would if my hair is soaking wet. So I'll just sit there and watch TV or do some work or, you know, play on my laptop or whatever for a good few hours. And then when I feel like a good chunk of it is relatively dry, that's when I can go ahead and blow dry it. And that way you're using the least amount of hair as possible, heat as possible. And also the least amount of time and like tension on the hair, brushing it out and so on. So I think that's what I had to say about my recommendations for hair products. What about you guys? Let me know. There's a lot of products out there that I haven't tried or haven't used. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say and what products you use for your hair. A lot of people who have the beautiful, long, thick hair, you know, no matter what they do, it works for them. I've tried it all. There's very little that works. Genetics, unfortunately, is very stronger than everything else. So I'm not looking to get the long, you know, healthy flowing hair. I'm just trying to keep what I have as healthy as possible, as shiny as possible, so it's not stripped and so it's not very dry and ashy, especially at the bottom, given the winter months that we're in right now. So I would love to hear your feedback. This is a new channel, so if you don't mind subscribing, commenting, liking, it would be absolutely amazing. I would love to hit 50 subscribers by the end of January. So with you guys, that would be possible. Share this with anyone you want to share this with, and let me know how you feel down below. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later. Bye.